don't know if this is gonna be great. I don't know if I'm in the view. I don't know. I have it on my dashboard, so I don't have enough room to throw up the viewfinder. So we're just gonna wing it and hope that it's okay. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. The camera is so shaky. Today's story time. Nothing super crazy, wild, parental advisory. That's not it. I fainted during one of my college presentations. Yes. Like literally in front of a class of maybe 40 to 50 people. Fainted. Boom. On the ground. Passed out. Knocked out. Like unconscious. Fainted. Mid-presentation. Okay. Let me give you a little like backstory about me and about myself and I have always had a problem with public speaking. I remember being in 6th grade having to do an Abraham Lincoln presentation and I blacked out. I remember having to do the presentation. I remember getting up to do the presentation and then it's just gone. It's been a long life in school with public speaking and presentations, and it was bound to happen one day where I would actually faint. Because after 6th grade, so all of middle school, all of high school, and even into college until this day where it actually happened, in any presentation, I would say whatever I needed to say as quick as I could, and then like run to my seat. And I'd have to put my head down, like chug a water, and for everything to be okay. And obviously college, your presentation requirements get longer. I think I had to be standing up there for like 15 minutes. So it was a group presentation, so it was me and 4 other people that did this project together. And anytime it's a group presentation or group project that we're going to have to present, I tell the group, you're gonna want to give me the least amount of stuff to say because I black out during presentations and I don't know if I'll actually be able to say it the way it needs to be said to be understandable and help get a good grade. I tell every single group, public speaking is not my thing. Not good at it. Give me the least amount of, which I make up for it. I do most of the writing work. I do most of like making the PowerPoint work in order to talk less during the presentation. Like I do more of the hands-on work to make it fair for them to do more of the talking. So it was my sophomore year of college. It was my like intro to criminology, which was my intro to my major. This was like a major core class. And we had to watch some crime show and then break down the episodes and break down some stuff about it and talk about it and how it relates to the theories and the stuff that we were learning. I'm at a red light. With cars next to me, and I have a ginormous camera. Okay. So anyways, that was what the presentation was on. We're doing the presentation. They did give me the least amount to talk about. They gave me like the easiest PowerPoint or slides to talk about. Make sure I said all of those. And I nailed it. My actual slides, I didn't black out for. I crushed it. Was sitting there like, oh, wow. I'm done with my part and I can just stand here chilling, happy-go-lucky. I'm done. Nobody's gonna look at me anymore. Cool. Standing up against like the blackboard, chalkboard thing, thinking that I was just chilling. But this was one of the presentations where you have to let, I think at least 5 people it was, either ask a question or make a comment. Me and my group members decided I would not take any questions. They would all call on somebody, like I was not gonna be participating in that. I would just be standing up there, which was the plan. And so that's why I thought I was just standing there chilling, because I said my PowerPoints, I said my slides, and I crushed it. until it got to about the last slide. This girl named Megan was presenting, and I started feeling a little lightheaded. And that's when that's my cue of we're going downhill. Like, this is not SOS. This is not gonna end well. That's my beginning. Yeah, that's how it all starts. That's how it's always all started. So I started feeling a little lightheaded, and I was like, I was trying to balance myself against the wall, which was the chalkboard. So my entire back, my hands, they were all getting covered in chalk dust. And then I really started feeling like we're going. It was gonna happen. I couldn't prevent it. Once it starts, that's the only thing I can think about is just focusing on not fainting. So I'm trying to like control my breathing and all of that stuff, and all I'm thinking is don't faint, don't faint, don't faint, don't faint. While they're taking questions, we're at the question part, and I'm just probably at this point pale as a ghost. And this is the part that I don't remember because I fainted. This is what Meg told me the next class, where I was awake and alert. She said that during the question slide, I started to like lean on her, I guess. And at that point, I was trying to lean on the wall behind me and balance myself on the wall, just hold myself up on the wall for the last like 3 minutes of this presentation. And I guess I started leaning on her, and she had told me, she was like, I thought you were like going to give me a hug mid-presentation. Now, we're not friends. This was the only time we talked in our entire college careers. We happened to be paired up in this group. We're not like friends. So she was like, I thought you were going to give me a hug. And I was like, aw. And then I realized I had to catch you because you were falling. And I was like, oh my God. So I guess that's how it happened. I didn't hit my head on anything because Meg caught me on my way down. I guess because I like landed, I went her way. She caught me on my way down and put me on the floor. I woke up. When I opened my eyes, my professor was over me screaming, call 911. So it's like, what happened? What is going on? Why am I laying on this floor in this classroom right now? The entire 50 people were staring at me like, we're probably out of their seats, like, is this girl okay? Oh my God. I'm sitting on the floor, the professor's yelling, call 911. Somebody called 911. Somebody was getting me a water. Somebody else was getting me like crackers because it's college, so everyone goes to class with snacks in their bag. I was sitting on the floor. The professor would not let me get up. He was like, I don't know, what to do from here. I am a college criminology professor, so just wait for the EMTs to get here, stay on the floor, drink water. So now I'm sitting on the floor in this classroom that is full of people. I don't think one person was absent that day. The EMTs come in, and one was a really old guy and one was a really young guy, almost as if he like just started the job. And the younger guy was just asking me questions like, how do you feel? Do you think you hit your head? Did you hit your head? And that's when Meg popped up and was like, no, I caught her and put her on the ground. But the older guy insisted that I had to go in the ambulance to the hospital. They had to check my vitals and see if I hit my head. When Meg is standing there, like, she literally didn't hit her head on anything. I caught her. She landed on me and I put her on the floor. Like, she didn't hit her head. This older guy is insisting that I have to go, and basically I don't have a choice. They're strapping me into the thing. What is it called? The gurney thing. I am strapped in with a yellow thing, like, so I can't move my head. Oh my God, I'm strapped into this thing they didn't even let me get on it myself. Like, I'm laying on the ground as they're strapping me into this gurney thing, and my entire class is looking at me. Then I get wheeled through my campus to their ambulance, because where the class building that I was in was, they couldn't get the ambulance close enough to it. So I'm getting wheeled through campus on a gurney with something so I can't move my neck on me. And yeah, it was an interesting experience. I would never want to do it ever again in my entire life. But yeah, through the entire class building, we were passing other classrooms, obviously, and I could see through all of the windows. People were like looking at me like any normal person would. A gurney goes through your hallway with EMTs and a girl strapped into it. You're like, well, what happened? So everyone's looking at me. Then I get wheeled through the outside of campus where there's kids walking to classes, and they're like, what's going on? What happened? Oh, as I'm being put in this ambulance, I was like, I need to, you know, inform my family what's going on. We have a family group chat. So I sent to the group chat, I'm being put in an ambulance, I'm going to the hospital, I fainted during my presentation. And obviously the parents start freaking out. My mom's like, what? My dad is like, is everything okay? What do you mean you're going to the hospital? My sister is in class in a different building on the same campus. She starts waving her professor over like, I need to leave. My sister's going to the hospital. Then this professor turned out to be my advisor through all of college. So anytime I scheduled classes, anytime I made my whatever, anytime you had to do anything through your advisor, I had to see this guy, and he would always ask if I was okay, and like if it happened again, or any of that stuff. I just thought it was hilarious that I literally had to see him my entire college career, even when I didn't have a class with him. And he would always ask if I had fainted in anybody else's classroom. So that's the story of how I fainted literally mid-presentation in college and had to get wheeled through my college campus on a gurney to get to the... I also fainted at my eye doctor once. He was checking my eye and he was walking me out, and I fainted. I do actually have audio recording of fainting leaving the eye doctors. I might do a story time on that because that was also just hilarious, and I do have audio recording where the doctor's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know, it's just a funny story to me. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you want more story times, and subscribe. It's fun and dandy, and I would really appreciate it so very, very much. See you next week.